setting new standards in podcast excellence. You have joined the WBT, fully focused on business and taxes. Here is your host, Michael Lodge.
And we are back. This is Michael Lodge, and thank you for joining me. It's a great day before the 4th of July. Can't wait. I can already taste the hot hamburgers and hot dogs. So today our subject matter is just going to be a whole bunch of miscellaneous stuff. I'll be back in a moment.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
Can you imagine that the year goes by so fast and pretty soon the whole year is gone? It's up. It's over. We're halfway through 2019. It doesn't even seem like we just finished Christmas, but here we are, middle of the year, 2019, starting into the second half of the year. Time goes by so fast when you're so busy and you've got so many things going on, but you have to keep going, you have to keep pushing forward. And I hope that you guys that are in business, that you've sat down and you've done your planning for the remainder of the year, because that's so important. I hope you do that. So listen, I'm still pissed off at Instagram. And let me tell you the reason why. A few days ago, I told you that I'm really having a problem with Instagram social media because they took one of my postings, which was just a pure business posting, had nothing political, no hate messages, nothing. It was just talking about doing the right thing when posting your business numbers and your info, your data. So Instagram came along and they pulled it off. And then they shut down my account for 2 days. Now, I protested it, and then finally after 2 days they brought it back up. But no one's following me. I've lost followers. I'm losing followers daily. No one's liking me anymore. No big deal. And no one's following me anymore. So I get about the same amount of readers every single day, or what they call impressions. I don't even know if they're reading it. I don't even know what an impression is really. But they say I've got 10 impressions. I get the same 10 impressions every single day. It doesn't tell me who they are. It just says I've got 10. So I wrote to Instagram again last night. I said, what are you guys doing? Because I tell you, I am pissed off. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything to offend you. But I'm going to now, because you're going to be on my podcast on a daily basis if I have to, because their algorithm is so screwed up at the moment that I found out as I was researching everything. Let's say that you have 1,800 followers. Let's just say that. Only 10% of the followers get to see your postings. Now, I would think, because I know, like in Facebook and LinkedIn, all of my people are seeing me most of the time, not all the time, but they're seeing me the good majority of the time. So if you look at the people who are reading my postings, the numbers are way up there. Also, my followers are way up on LinkedIn and also Facebook. But on Instagram, they've decided to, well, I think what I'm dealing with is a lower sophisticated type of mentality, because that site was originally just for photographs, right? It wasn't really designed for business. And then Instagram said, okay, well, we'll let businesses post this stuff. So businesses began posting this stuff, but they weren't making any money off the businesses. So then they said, okay, if you own a business, if you have a business account, we're going to punish you. The only way that people are going to see you is now if you pay for advertising. And so now you see all of these people. The majority of the people that contact me on Instagram are people trying to sell me something, trying to sell me more followers. Now, it doesn't do me good if I buy more followers and if only 10% is looking at them. It's not worth the investment. It's not worth it. So, Instagram has really screwed up their algorithm in their business philosophy, in their mentality, because now it hurts everybody who is trying to do something good. I don't sell anything on my Instagram account. I never have. What I do is I try to post something every single day that is of value to someone, that will help them become more knowledgeable in business and business mediation, in negotiations, in taxation, because that's what I do. And I said at the beginning of 2019 that I was going to spend more of my social media time teaching, because I really feel that individuals out there are so out of touch with their personal finances and business models and everything else that I felt that I need to spend more time teaching on social media. But then Instagram comes along and begins to screw around with their algorithm. Now, I really liked Instagram before they began to change and mess up their algorithm. But now, what do we get? I get nothing. So I think I'm still banned. I don't know if I'm banned or if they're punishing me or if they're monitoring me because I fought back with them. I don't know. But listen, Instagram, this is a direct message to you today. Get your act together because you're screwing up. And pretty soon, and I noticed that a lot of the business individuals who were doing so much on Instagram are now moving over into Facebook and also into LinkedIn. I see a lot of the people that I used to follow on Instagram now over into those sites. And they're acting more professional. The postings are more professional. They're not this out of whack type videos that it really made them look more like fools than it did businesses. But when they moved over into the other social media groups, now they have to act like real adults and they have to do their thing more professionally. But Instagram, you're still on my shit list. I'm sorry, but you're still there, and that's how it's going to be until you get back into the ball game. The other issue I want to tell you know, okay, we're halfway into the year, and I've talked to you so many times about this before, is that documentation is important. It is so important. And if you haven't started to put some apps together that is recording your documentation, especially for your accounting stuff, your tax stuff, and your personal stuff, you need to start doing that very quickly here. Because when audits fail, they fail because you didn't keep any of the documentation. When you need to prove something to somebody, you lose your argument because you've lost your documentation. And that's where we really become, where we really have problem areas, because we have not learned to document well enough. Now, there's a whole bunch of apps out there. They're on your phone. They're on your internet. I would suggest you even getting a scanner, a really nice scanner, and be able to scan everything up and document it and everything else. Don't keep things in files anymore. Keep it on a drive and keep it on your hard drive and get it stored. Get it off into the cloud. Get it someplace where it's going to be safe. Listen, we have a whole bunch of hurricanes coming up and tornadoes and everything else. When your house gets destroyed, so do all of your records most of the time. But if it's up in the cloud, it's there. You can pull it off anywhere in the world that you're at. You can pull off that documentation. So I would really suggest that you start doing that. I had a client, this is kind of a funny story, okay? I had a client that came in. Oh my gosh, this was back Oh, this is back when the internet was first beginning, and she had a great idea. And it's where you can store all of your wills and your trusts and bank account information. You can store it all there. In case you should pass away, all of your documentation is there. The titles of your land, everything. It's all right there. Great idea, but she failed in one aspect. And I think she spent like $40,000 in putting this whole internet site together. I think what she failed at is that, let's say if I passed away and I wanted to send a birthday greeting or an anniversary greeting to somebody, I could set it up so that when I'm dead, I could send an email to a relative saying, "Hey, Sally, happy birthday." Of course, I'm dead. How scary would that be to all of a sudden one day get an email from your mom saying, "Hey, son, I'm so glad that it's your birthday. I'm thinking of you." I don't know where she's thinking of me. I don't know which side. Did she go up or did she go down? But she sent me an email. I think that's one of her biggest things, because it kind of made people leery on getting an email from someone that they loved. So I don't think the site ever went off, because I think that she had spent so much money on developing the site that she didn't have any more money to really promote the site, which was really sad, because I had a good idea. If she just would have left off the email side of it, it would have been okay. But it was a good idea to have all of your trusts and wills and home documents and inventory of your homes. You need to have it somewhere. And you need to have it off-site somewhere. And it makes it so, Microsoft makes it so easy now for you to be able to store that documentation off-site. But you want to make sure that it's secure. Speaking about security, and that is, if you are going to a tax practitioner, I really want you to think about this now. Did you ever ask your tax practitioner, what are your data security guidelines? Do you have a plan in place to make sure that your data that you give him is secure? Now remember, on a tax practitioner, he has all of your information. Everything. He has your children's information, he has your information, he has your work information, he has your phone information. It's all stored in a database. Now, the question is, how secure is his database? And what is his plan if something happens and that data is broken? I have had a data security program in place, I think probably since, I started doing this in 1984, but nothing was really computerized at that time, and there wasn't any internet back then. But when we got into the internet program, I made sure that our computer systems were not, our tax systems were not linked to the internet. Only one time a day when we uploaded everything for e-filing. And now our systems are really, really secure, because we've got so many security things in motion to make sure that nothing is leaving our office without us knowing it. And we have documentation on that every single day. But you have to understand, tax practitioners, all of your CPAs, all of your enrolled agents, all of your tax preparers are supposed to be in compliance with the security routines that the Internal Revenue Service puts out there. But there's another step. The Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, also monitors tax practitioners' data safety. And they are at the same level as banks. They are at the same level as banks. So the FTC can come down on the tax practitioner, and so can the Internal Revenue Service. The issue is, ask your tax practitioner, do you have a data safety program in place? The IRS has sent me, I think, 2 emails this month reminding all of us, all tax practitioners throughout the United States, to make sure that you've got those data security things in place. Now, my gut feeling is that the guy who's preparing it in his garage, and there are people doing that, preparing tax returns in the garage, I have a feeling they probably have no tax data security system in place. And if you really want to know something, ask your tax practitioner, how safe are you as his client or her client? Do it, because as you know, there's a whole bunch of scams running out there, and there's a whole bunch of fraudulent activities going out there trying to get access to your tax data. Now, thank goodness, the Internal Revenue Service and the states have become very proactive in protecting your data. But it still happens out there because there's always some type of fraudulent character who knows how to tweak his fraudulent system and get your tax data. Remember, it's always a protection of your data, even in your house and even at your tax practitioner's office. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, send me an email at mlodge@lodge-co.com, and I'll be more than happy to answer any question that you may have. And you can also text me at 818-252-5682. We have an automated texting system in our office so that we can monitor questions coming in from tax clients and people who need some quick questions. This is Mike Lodge for the WBT. Have a great 4th of July, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.